Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. If you do want to place some bets this weekend, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. We did just look for this upcoming weekend. Utah is a 13-point favorite, so there you go for that. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. And if you think you know your stuff, you can get in on the $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of that $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to the online casino, get in on a game of blackjack or poker or one of the 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. All right. Arizona this week. Saturday night.
8:30.
8:15.
Is it 8:15?
It's 8:15. 8:15.
No, Utah fans, 8.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's move it up even earlier. Be in your seat at 8. It is blackout, dark mode, whatever you want to call it. It's also homecoming.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but at the beginning of the year, the Red Zone was posting about these like throwback black jerseys. So I'm guessing that's what they're going to be wearing
Correct. They look like the sleeves are more like that
with the stripe.
with like the interlocking U. Like what we wore to the Rose Bowl, kind of that throwback look, but in black now.
The whole black uni is going to be so sweet. I love it, man.
I love the whole
The
black
helmet, I don't
uni.
know yet. They haven't announced it officially. Like what?
No,
we're
No,
doing.
I'm
because
just-
the whole black
I'm just guessing.
uni is so sweet.
Oh, there, yeah. Night game, Rice Eccles, the blackout, revenge game.
Weather. What
Give it
about
to me,
weather? Anyone looked
baby.
ahead? I know it's way out there, but
It's supposed to be like mid 80s that day, so kind of warm. But then by
it'll be cool, but it won't be freezing. It'll
no,
be
but it's
great. Beautiful
perfect.
night.
Then by
to go kick some.
and that's
As
the
of
thing.
right now, no precipitation.
I feel like I haven't had a night game in Rice Eccles in forever.
Yeah, we haven't.
We didn't even have one last year, except the Florida game. But so you can tailgate all day. It's gonna be sweet.
Pace yourselves.
Drag
please.
yourself to the stadium.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Please.
man. Okay, people have already been stating it in the chat about revenge game.
I'm in.
Does everybody remember last
No,
year?
give us a refresher.
Yeah.
How about because
How about this is the refresher? They kicked the crap out of us.
yes.
Like the first quarter.
They
It was over in the first quarter.
Absolutely
Yes.
throttled us. Okay. And then the game is over and they throw a bomb with like 40 seconds left to run the score up.
That's where the revenge comes.
That's where the revenge. And
It's-
don't give me this crap that Whittingham does the
Delara,
same
whatever
stuff.
his name was, to give him a
Yeah,
last play.
Delara did it, and Fish isn't even
Remember
there
that?
anymore. And no, I don't want to hear it. They have the
You just
A,
don't do that. I
they
don't
have the
care.
A on the side of the helmet, and now they're coming to our place. Whittingham has not forgotten.
He
He even said
he
like,
caught himself.
I don't want to say revenge. It is. This game means more than just
and so
Arizona coming
if you
to
do
town.
remember, I believe we played them. It was the week after the Washington game last year. I think it was that week, and that game went down to the wire. And
And we
then
lost.
We lost, and then the next week we lost 3 more of our defensive
Yeah.
guys. I think Bishop was out. That might have been when Ellis went out. So we had hardly anyone
we were
playing in Arizona.
Depleted,
So
but
yes, they came out, they were kicking our butts from the get-go. But then it was the way they went for it at the end. It was like a big
they say because
FU to all of us. So now it's like, okay, well,
Oh, they're on it.
payback's
there's
coming.
no excuse. Though I will say this, I remember because I was curious what Witt would say and what Scally would say after the game.
after that game.
After that game.
Okay.
And I still remember they handled it really classy. They said, "Hey, the game was still on.
Yeah,
You're supposed
no,
to
no.
stop them." So
Right.
they handled it really
I do
cool
remember that now that you say that.
afterwards.
Here's the difference
Yeah.
in what Whittingham would do versus what that play was. Okay. Yes, I am all about it's your job to stop me, not my job to stop me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
If I hand the ball off to my running back when there's 45 seconds left and he breaks it and he
Yeah.
runs
Yeah,
65
that's-
yards, okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. To throw I watched the play today, to
I
throw
did too.
a 60-yard or 50-yard bomb
You wanted to refresh your
Freaking
memory
game so
of what
The
it was.
game is so over.
all they do is take a knee. That's the point.
Hand the ball off. There's zero chance we're coming
They're
back in
taking
this
a
game.
knee.
And you win. Good job. Congratulations. You guys get the crap out of us. But it was the bomb. It was the we're gonna do it because we can. There's a difference. There's a difference there. And Whittingham has not forgotten.
So let me ask: if Whittingham, do you
Run
think,
it up, baby?
Do you think, honestly,
He won't.
anybody? Do you think if Whit had the chance, he would run the score up? Just
Not in the same way.
I don't think he will
No,
because
man.
it's
why not?
the coach
'Cause
is
it's Whittingham.
different. It's Whittingham. Like Whittingham, there's only maybe a handful of times where he's done something like that. You remember? I mean, this is years ago. Wyoming,
Yeah, I remember.
we kicked an onside kick, even though we were kicking their butts. It's like it's not Whittingham's style, but I would love to see it. I would love to rack it up. Just keep going and going and going. It's not his style, though.
But
But
you're right, James. And what you've been saying though is that first of all, they do remember we got our butts kicked.
Yeah.
Okay. And second of all, they remember the last play. That's an added thing.
Remember Damari Simpkins, our wide receiver?
Yeah.
He actually tweeted today. He goes, I guarantee Coach Witt didn't forget about the disrespect. ... He knows. He's been in that locker
Team
room.
knows, man.
They'll do some things, I'm sure. I just don't. Running up the score is not
I mean, here's
his style.
it's not his style. We got to win the game first,
Yeah,
right?
no
Like,
kidding.
Yeah, I mean, we can't overlook.
we're not just saying that this isn't Wyoming where Whittingham can do an onside kick. This is still a good football team
Well,
with a
and
good quarterback and a great receiver.
They're coming off of a bye week, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Fifita, McMillan. Fifita. It seems like they basically are a two-guy team, a two-man
And they're
team.
both freaking good.
And they are very talented.
Or like Fifita, actually.
But they
He's really, really
they
good.
got their butts kicked by Kansas State 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, did you watch that game? I watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see any of that.
K
game,
State
so-
controlled it. Controlled
Just
them
control.
the
Yeah.
whole game. That Arizona got beat. They got beat. They weren't even in it.
From pretty much the get-go.
So they beat what, Northern Illinois or something like that, or was it Northern Arizona?
I haven't looked at their
So they beat New Mexico. And by the way, I watched that New Mexico game, at least some of it.
It was close to like halftime.
Oh yes, that one.
Except then
With Dinkos couldn't figure out his offense.
that was the worst defense I've ever seen in my life. That New Mexico D was a joke. Okay, then they played Northern Arizona,
I'll look it up.
Let's see.
and then they played K State. So
Yeah, it was Northern Arizona,
it wasn't a blowout either.
22-10.
Okay, so
And then they lost against Kansas State 31-7.
they average. I'll just throw some stats out so you're aware of it. This is what of these three games, which is New Mexico, who sucks. They do, man. They're bad. And Northern Arizona, and then they got beat by K State. Of those three games, they averaged 30 points a game. They allow 26. So, as far as rushing yards, they average about 150 a game. They allow 178. So there's no question we're going to try to run the ball. They know it. We all know it. It's passing, though. They average 287. That surprises me a little bit.
Here's the thing about their passing game. So I've got Fifita's stats pulled up. So he's thrown for 863 yards, 5 touchdowns. McMillan, the receiver, has caught 453 of those yards and 4 of the touchdowns. Literally
Almost every touchdown.
half the yards and all but 1 touchdown. Now,
Jeez.
he is an NFL receiver. He is a freak of nature with insane hands. So it's
But he had
easier.
like 4 of them against New Mexico.
That's true. He did have, I think
So-
all of them are
Yeah,
against New
because they
Mexico.
scored
then.
like 61 points
In
against
one game,
New
okay.
Mexico.
True.
But
He is
One
an
of the best in the
unbelievable
country.
receiver. And to just say, shut him down is so much easier
he's
said
going to
than
get
done.
it.
He's going to get his. And you're right. They can run the ball. So this is not a cakewalk. Arizona was ranked going into the year
Mhm.
until Kansas State took them out. So, yeah, I mean, we joke about revenge game. We still got to win the freaking game.
Right.
You know, are we going to run the score up? I hope we just have more points than them.
Yeah, just want to win. I know that. Let's see. So McMillan, You probably saw it, but he averages just about 20 yards a catch.
He would look really
So he's not a
good
dink and dunker type
in
dude.
silver
and black.
Fifita is a 64% pass completion, which is pretty good. Anyway, Arizona, they lost a lot of guys in the transfer portal, and they lost Fish, who went to
Washington.
Oh, yeah, he ended up in Washington. So they got a new coach. I mean, they still got a bunch of guys there, but bottom line is it is Fifita who's really good, and it's McMillan. But again, if you can make them one-dimensional so they don't have any rushing game at all.
Which is what Witt specializes in.
And then clearly they got to watch McMillan so he doesn't go off for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Exactly. Limit that guy. If he has 110 yards and a
he's going
touchdown,
to get that. I expect that.
I do too.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal talent. So I expect him to get his, limit everything else. And Whittingham even said his whole goal is stop the run, make them one-dimensional so it's predictable. That's it. That's what we want to do. And Fifita's a great quarterback. So Utah's going to have to be on their game. This is not a cakewalk at all.
Their running back, Conley, is his name. So his stats, he has 250 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns. So Bernard, just to compare, has 456 yards.
And how many scores?
Only 1
3.
touchdown.
Just 1?
Yeah.
They're
So their leading running back has about half the yardage of what Bernard has right now.
But they played 1 less game too.
True. They have had 1 less game.
right, but it's everyone knows it.
It's the
They're gonna go
Fifita.
as
It's the
Fifita and
Fifita
McMillan
show.
go.
Yeah.
Fifita
that's their
He
team.
can scramble and run, but that's not his game. He's a
He
passer.
wants to throw.
He wants to throw. So, hey, Rice Eccles can be the X factor. Blackout game.
Well, it should
Loud.
be. Again, Rice Eccles at night.
We
Like
finally get a night game.
it's the atmosphere we thrive on.
Yeah.
Just ask Caleb Williams. Did you see that clip from a few weeks ago when someone asked him
and his reaction was literally
So
it
beautiful.
was great.
I was watching Weddle today.
Yeah.
With Coach JP, and they were talking about the Michigan USC game.
Okay.
And I think Michigan only passed the ball like for 34 yards or something like that. The whole freaking game.
Is that true?
It's true. Look it up. It's something like that.
Look it up.
And they just ran the ball, and
You can't stop it.
and that's what Weddle was saying, is that's why they could not beat Utah. It's because Utah wins in the trenches and just out physicals.
Yeah.
USC. It was pretty dang funny, I gotta say, when they were talking about
Did I hear correctly that Crybaby Riley was blaming the refs?
I don't
Again?
know, but that doesn't surprise me.
Where did you? I didn't hear that, so I
heard it from, it was either Pate or Klatt that I was listening to today. Oh, I think it was Klatt. Joel Klatt.
They passed for 32 yards.
Now, granted, USC should have won that game.
And they rushed for 290.
I mean, it came down to like one play, which I don't feel like we got to watch a lot of it because it was
they
going
couldn't
on
tackle. I
at
mean,
the same time.
but that's the point. That's why Utah could beat them every time, is because
They
we
control
can
the
grind it out.
trenches.
It's the blender.
It is.
Blender.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some other games, but before we do,
Wait.
oh,
Prediction.
Scores. Okay, first things first, Bryn.
I'm picking Utah.
No. First things first. Does Cam play?
Ugh.
I don't
No.
know. No, that's not a question.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
Don't care. We're doing
I
it.
can't do this
I'm not.
for
Because
a whole other
that
season.
is going to dictate your score prediction.
No, from now on, I'm going with whatever.
All right.
Score prediction. Score predictions.
35-14.
Okay.
No,
she said it.
Well, go. We'll let you
no,
modify
okay,
it.
that's fine. We'll just say that. Utah.
Thank you.
For Utah, everybody.
Thank you, man.
Much obliged.
Gary, what you got?
Well, I was thinking of.
I'm just gonna wear this every day, I think. I'm just enjoying it so much. Go ahead.
When I go up to Heber, man, I wear this baby every
I
time.
love Heber.
Too many people now.
Yeah,
But I was actually thinking of 35-17.
Okay.
I'm right in that exact same window. I think I'll say 42-17, just to mix it up.
We're going to get to 42.
If Cam plays, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Love
surprised if
it.
that. I don't think you can expect we're going to stop Arizona from scoring points.
No. If they put up 21, I'm not surprised. I just think we can outscore them.
I think in the end, that's where I'm at. Let's see, what do we got? 40-9.
I wouldn't be surprised if at halftime,
42-10.
42-10.
halftime, this is a one possession game either.
42.
Yeah, no, it could. I think it could. be
Halftime,
close.
it could be very, very close.
Come on, Utes.